According to Google, there are 7 wonders of the world. And what really annoys me about this is that nobody asked me about my opinion on what should be a wonder. Matter of fact, the pyramids of Giza, I get that being a wonder. Why? Because even in this century, niggas thought that aliens had a hand in making that shit. That shit had niggas speculating. But when I see that the statue of Zeus is a wonder of the world, I'm not sitting there thinking, oh wow, I wonder how they made that shit. I'm thinking, damn, some dick rider really has some time on their hands. Shit, even talking about the lighthouse of Alexandria, that bitch was 400 feet tall, estimated. Lighthouses currently are around 100 to 200 feet tall. Were they trying to see around the fucking globe with that shit? The inside of the mind of the nigga that made that shit is what is truly a wonder here. But you know what? I'm not gonna complain about these ancient wonders of the world. It's mostly because the list for the wonders was made in 5th century BC. And despite niggas calling me Unc all the time, believe it or not, I wasn't even born yet, but Duke Dennis was. Don't let that nigga fool you into thinking that he's only 30. I remember watching videos of him marching with MLK when I was in history class. Actually, with how many time periods this nigga has survived, he actually might just be an immortal. But I digress. See, the wonders of the world that really piss me off are the current, modern, new wonders of the world. Because again, they didn't ask my opinion about any of these. They made this list back in 2007. I was 9 years old and alive. I ain't gonna lie, if they gave me the ability to put some shit on that list, I would've put SpongeBob House on that bitch. But that knowledge should not deter them from giving me the opportunity. Now, what did these fuck niggas put on this new list? They put a place called Petra Jordan on here. Nigga, I played Team Deathmatch on this bitch on fucking Overwatch. It's not that great of a place, honestly. Personally, I would have subbed out Petra for Gibraltar, the Overwatch map. I'm sorry. And then they put the Great Wall of China on here. My nigga, it's just a wall. And on top of that, it failed its one and only job when Genghis Khan came through and broke that bitch down. Whole ass fraud, fake, and a phony. But the rest of this list pisses me off. So because of that, I'm gonna make my own. And the first thing that goes on the top of this list is the boob rock in Japan. Yes, it is literally a rock shaped like a boob. How did it get there? I don't know. Do I want to suck on it? Yes, I do. Who made it? I don't know. But guess what? That shit got you wondering, and that is what this list is about. Number 2 on this list is the Pentagon. And it has nothing to do with the fact that they might be hiding the bodies of aliens in the 40th subfloor of their building. It's the fact that these niggas cannot account for $1.9 trillion. According to them niggas, the money is like a lot of y'all fathers. Went to the store to get milk and never came back. But the question is, can I find that $1.9 trillion and not report it to the government for tax reasons? Anyway, if a building can make $1.9 trillion just vanish into thin air, my nigga, that deserves a spot on this list. Like Dumbledore with the Elder Wand couldn't do a disappearing spell on this magnitude. Number 3 on this list is P. Diddy's house. Yeah, I wrote that shit down, okay. So under Diddy's house, there is an underground labyrinth that sprawls for miles. Now, honestly, I couldn't tell you what he was doing in these tunnels trafficking children and terrorizing Michael Jackson, but because of this mystery, that is why I have to put it on this wonder list. Number 4 on this list is the toilets of the people who are in the show of My 600-Pound Life. I'd be looking at them toilets thinking to myself, damn, you really need therapy, dog. Physical and mental. Actually, on top of that, I've watched Toy Story a lot of times, but I don't think I'd ever be prepared for if I woke up one morning and my bottle of lotion was dancing with glee. I'd be so terrified that I'd kick that nigga. But if I see one of them fat niggas' porcelain toilets shatter itself into a million pieces, I wouldn't bat an eye. In fact, I would just be like, RIP, my nigga, you was a real trooper out there. Like, them toilets gotta be on suicide watch, bro. Now, number 5 on this list is your mom's bed. I'm not gonna explain myself. I'm gonna just move on. Number 6 on this list is the used underwear machines in Japan. So before I went to Japan, I remember hearing about this and thinking, oh, that shit a joke, it's a hoax, it's a myth, right? And that lends even more to this wondrous nature that this thing has. You could almost say that it has legendary status in the same realm as Kurt Cobain and Jimi Hendrix. Hold on. Somebody just turned in their grave. I don't know who it was, but somebody turned real hard as fuck in their grave. But honestly, the wonder element of this machine comes from the fact of what characteristics did the human being that invented this shit have. Like, you know the nigga off of Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort? You had to have just been the horniest version of him. And that's really saying something, because that nigga was horny as shit. The last and final one is Patrick Starr's mind. Because, as he said,
the inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
And therefore, he is a wonder. For example, this nigga asked, is mayonnaise an instrument? Now, I've seen a few orchestras play before, but I had never seen a nigga holding a jar of mayonnaise in there. But now I wonder, did Patrick see a jar of mayonnaise and believe that it could do the same thing that a fucking piano could? Because if so, I think that he has reached a level of stupidity that can only be developed by scientists in a lab after millions of hours of study. And that in itself is a wonder. Bye.